And this is actually the first time that I'm doing this in person with my new equipment. I'm really excited. Today is Thursday, noon. I just got back from interviewing a friend actually, for my next podcast, for the Dig podcast. And actually, this is his brand. Anyway, it was so fun because, I mean, several things. This was a really special podcast today because it was the first time that I did an interview in person with a guest with this new equipment that actually worked. Why am I saying this? Okay, well, watch this video from yesterday. I am on my way to visit and interview a guy named Craig Toller. This is part of the new series of podcasts that I launched recently called the Dig Deep Podcast. The reason why I became aware of Craig, and I've been following him on Instagram for a while, is that he's always been a really outdoorsy guy, really active guy. And 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, July of 2016, he suffered an accident. Really, he basically he was struck by an impaired driver. Like he says, that experience, that accident, that tragic event did not define him. So I'm really pumped. This is the first time that I'm doing this in person with my new equipment. You know what I mean? Like the previous two conversations that I did in person were like basically using my cell phone and a microphone. So now I'm using a legit podcast equipment, and which sounds awesome. The audio is great.
Turn right onto J Road.
But I've never tried, you know, with another guest besides my wife. So I did a dry run yesterday, worked well. And sorry, I still have a cold. So anyway, I'm really excited. Let's go. What happened was that I didn't tell him that he needed to like talk really close to the microphone. So when the interview finished, and you know, we spent, you know, more than an hour talking, came back home and I realized that I couldn't hear his voice, and I tried to do all these things to make it possible to you know, to be able to listen to his voice. I couldn't figure it out, so I just didn't know what to do. And he's such a nice guy that I followed up with him and I told him what was going on, and he said, no worries, man, we're gonna do this again. So super pumped about doing take two with Craig. Craig, you're the man. Thanks for your patience. But you know, with that bad experience yesterday, and I got home and I had this headache because of, you know, was not feeling, just I felt I wasted Craig's time, and I was like, oh my god. And then I have this interview tomorrow, the one that I just had. I haven't studied for it. I was just like, what do I do? And I was just a little nervous about having this kind of issue that I had before. But it went well. Franko Vatterott, the guy that I interviewed, is a friend. I've known him for a while, so it was a fun interview. Really laid back. It was like the way I envision a podcast interview should be. Laid back, relaxed, and focus on that conversation. It's funny because I've gotten really good at setting up the equipment, my computer, plugging into the microphones, that she's like, this time took me like 5 minutes. It like, this so quickly. I guess where I'm going with this is that to succeed, you just need to fail not only once, but several times, and sometimes you fail big time. Like for instance, yesterday that I had arranged this time with Craig, and I went to his place and we talked, and I almost spent, you know, a couple hours with him, and when I got back I just couldn't use that material. Fail, 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 win. So today was a big win. Super pumped. Another thing that I tried this time, we'll see how it works, is so when I was talking with Franko and we're doing it in an audio version, I also used my phone, my cell phone, to kind of capture that conversation. So my goal is to do also a video version of it, my phone here, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, the plan is to put this on YouTube. I don't know if you can see this. I need to figure out if the audio is, you know, it's okay. If not, I mean, it doesn't matter. But, I'm glad that we were able to do this and that the phone actually lasted for a little over an hour. So that's pretty good. Yeah, this one has a lot of memory. It's really exciting to see that you're starting to find your rhythm when you start something new. Like for me, is this podcast thing. Starting to find a rhythm. And something that I'm gonna ask you, because I don't ask you about this a lot, is if you enjoy watching these videos, please hit that red button, baby. Hit it, subscribe, because that would mean the world to me. See you in another edition of the Addictive Chronicles.